Starting May 1st, water rates are rising in Coon Rapids. A rate study was conducted last year to analyze the self-sustaining fund and ensure its long-term financial health.
So we've really noticed that we've been drawing down on our cash that's in that fund.
Finance Director Ashley Hansen has spent part of the last year reviewing recommendations from a water utility rate study done by its municipal advisor, Ellers.
We have some pretty significant reconstruction projects in the next 5 years even, but the next 10 years we have 77 million estimated within that period.
To keep the fund solvent, starting May 1st, all residential, commercial, and industrial users will be paying more for water. For residential customers, the Tier 1 rate is going up to $2.21 per 1,000 gallons. The Tier 2 rate is $2.76 per 1,000 gallons, and after 45,000 gallons, it's $3.45 per 1,000 gallons. The residential service charge is also increasing to $21 per quarter. The average residential winter quarter bill, based on 12,000 gallons of water, will increase $5.57, and the average summer bill, based on 34,000 gallons of water, would go up $12.14. While no one likes to have to pay more, city leaders felt it was the right move.
To make sure that the water fund is self-sustaining, that we don't have to subsidize using other revenue, and making sure that we're able to continue to reinvest in the water infrastructure.
Before last year, water rates hadn't been increased since 2016. Rate increases will likely be needed in the coming years to keep the water fund in good financial shape. It's an issue close to her heart, so much so that Miss Coon Rapids' Emily Schumacher is organizing a Go Red Gala in May. During the event, they will honor heart disease survivors and those who have lost their lives. All proceeds from the gala will be donated to the American Heart Association.
We are supporting the American Heart Association because as part of my service initiative for the Miss America organization, I promote heart health and promote the awareness of CPR and knowing CPR, and I really wanted to do something bigger. And I always had this idea of doing a gala or some kind of event, and then when I became Miss Coon Rapids, they're like, well, we'll help you with this. And I was like, okay, great.
The Go Red Gala will be held Friday, May 19th at the Bunker Hills Event Center. Social hour starts at 5 p.m. with dinner and a program to follow. There will also be a silent and live auction. For tickets, log on to emilyraySchumacher.com and click on Go Red Gala. Again, all proceeds will be donated to the American Heart Association and will stay here in Minnesota.
30 years after they stepped off the field as state champions, the 1993 Coon Rapids baseball team is making up for old times.
These guys were your family from 7th grade through 11th grade.
For one night at least, the family was back together. Members of the team held a reunion that started with a simple group text to see how everyone was doing.
You grew up together, and then after that last game was played, everybody goes their separate way. You don't see each other anymore. So to be able to get back and see these guys again and catch up, it's great.
Something that didn't take long for these guys to remember was they were pretty good.
Our defense was outstanding. Hitting can be up and down, right? But defense wins.
Yeah, I think after the first several practices that we had, and maybe the first couple games, I knew that we had some good players.
Get some runs right away today.
In a feature on the team in 1993 that was shown to them again, it was obvious they knew what they could accomplish.
Done with your career at Coon Rapids and you look back, what are the things you're going to remember about this baseball team?
Hopefully the state championship game will win this year.
30 years later, there's a deeper meaning besides winning.
I look back at these guys now, I look back at you, and you have families and you have good jobs, and you're making it happen just like you did in '93.
With a team picture and a baseball that every member of the team signed for each other and received, they took a part of their legacy home with them.
Coon Rapids has always been a baseball school, and I think it still is that way even today.
Also soaking in all of these memories is this year's Coon Rapids squad, and the '93 team had one message for the youngsters.
To the guys in the back, right, the squad that's this year, enjoy every minute of this, okay? This is what's your future. Right? You're gonna get old, you're gonna get chubby, you're gonna get slow. So make these memories count. Make that hit count, make that at bat count.
And maybe in 30 years, they too might have memories like the '93 team.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, April 18th City Council meeting. In response to concerns from citizens and law enforcement, the council has updated a city ordinance in hopes of cracking down on dangerous driving behavior. The first update addresses general driving behavior that is inappropriate, including excessive speed. The second ordinance update deals with events that occur on large paved areas and focuses on extreme driving behavior like spinning tires and stopping abruptly. The third one specifically addresses street racing, and the fourth change addresses noise issues. A clause added to the ordinance allows it to be applied to passengers, non-driving participants, and organizers if they aid and abet the illegal behavior in some way. However, mere presence at the event is not a violation. Some improvements are coming to a busy intersection on Coon Rapids Boulevard. This week, the city entered into a joint powers agreement with Anoka County for a project that will replace the existing traffic signal at the intersection of Mississippi Boulevard and Coon Rapids Boulevard. The new signal will include flashing yellow left turn arrows. Also, a second left turn lane will be added from northbound Mississippi to westbound Coon Rapids Boulevard to help alleviate traffic congestion. An axe-throwing business could be coming to the Riverdale area. On Tuesday night, the City Council amended City Code to allow indoor recreation uses in the regional shopping zoning district. Stumpy's Hatchet House would offer axe-throwing pits, games, and more. Riverdale Village Management says changing retail trends see more entertainment and recreation uses in major retail centers to fill vacant spaces and increase foot traffic. And that's a quick recap of the April 18th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.
We're very grateful to have the space to offer this much needed resource to our students.
Anoka Ramsey Community College celebrated an important designation this week. The Minnesota State College Student Association, known as LEAD MN, has named Anoka Ramsey as a hunger-free campus. In March, the college opened a new food pantry thanks to a partnership with the nonprofit Hope for the Community. It provides produce, meat, dairy, and other food items to those in need, no questions asked.
This initiative was started by LEAD MN 5 years ago to help create a roadmap for colleges to follow as they work to address food insecurity issues across their campus. Research shows that 2 in 5 Minnesota Community Technical College students were food insecure in the last 30 days.
In order to be awarded the hunger-free designation, a college must meet 5 different criteria, including having a food shelf on campus, a designated staff person to educate students on services aimed to reduce food insecurity, and host or take part in at least one hunger awareness event each year.
Caffey normally finds himself behind the camera.
It's definitely a time-consuming passion, but it's a passion nonetheless.
That passion started at age 16 when he picked up someone else's camera.
My dad got my mom a camera for Christmas, but she never used it, so I started taking pictures of my older brother's soccer games. Yeah. And then I brought the camera to school a couple times. And it just took off from there.
50,000 shots later on his Canon Rebel T6, Jaden is getting good at his craft. He's been getting pictures for the high school's yearbook, and his work isn't going unnoticed.
The best example I can think of was an alpine ski meet. This year it was the worst day. I mean, it wasn't snowing, it was raining and sleeting, and it was just, and the first person I saw when I got out of my car to walk to the hill and see our kids was Jaden with his camera.
He's always there, and even not at events, at school. Like, he just sometimes just shows up in a classroom, hey, I need to take a picture for this or that or the other thing. He's everywhere.
So at a spring sports pep rally, organized by the Cardinal captains, They wanted to make sure it was Jaden in front of the lens, recognizing him in front of the entire student body.
And I thought that it was really special that Jaden got like his own individual one, because he's not a part of a group, but he's part of like every group.
That melted my heart. I'm doing it, for the people of the school, and I'm honored that I'm able to like make so many people happy by taking pictures of them like in their greatest moments.
And this moment in front of the camera will last a lifetime for Jaden. For CTN, I'm Joel Sipper.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
With shovels in hand, county leaders helped break ground this week on a new Anoka County Emergency Communications Center in Andover.
To say that we're excited about this would be an understatement. This is long overdue, and we're just totally excited about getting this up and running.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
For more than 3 decades, 911 calls in Anoka County have been answered by a team working in the basement of the government center. In 1987, they answered about 100,000 calls. Last year, they fielded more than 400,000.
The area where they currently work is cramped. There's no access to daylight. The low ceilings can create noise issues and sometimes make it difficult for staff to concentrate while trying to respond to calls.
A new 42,000 square foot building will soon be going up off Hanson Boulevard, just north of the Anoka County Sheriff's Office. The new facility will combine 911 dispatchers with the technicians who support thousands of radios and pagers for first responders.
The dispatchers and the staff at Central Communications, as well as the staff that has worked in the radio shop, are second to none. They do everything they can to keep the first responders safe.
In addition to bigger workstations for dispatchers, the facility will include a large wall of monitors and dedicated training room. There's also an emphasis on employee mental health with a wellness and fitness area, along with a quiet room for staff to collect themselves after stressful situations.
The second week of April is a National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. During this week, we honor the good work that our 911 operators do and the critical service they provide to our citizens, especially in times of need.
Most of the capital for the project comes from American Rescue Plan Act funds. The project is expected to be finished in June 2024.
Just thinking about the possibilities is very exciting, and I'm ecstatic our emergency communications staff will soon have a new facility and all the support they need to expertly serve our public.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, April 4th City Council meeting. As the weather warms up, street reconstruction season isn't too far off. On Tuesday night, the City Council awarded a nearly $4 million contract for the reconstruction of 4.5 miles of city streets. Streets being reconstructed this year are south of 131st Avenue between Coon Creek Boulevard and Shenandoah Boulevard. City staff, along with the contractor, will provide more information during a neighborhood meeting on April 26th. A new 1 million gallon water tower will be constructed near the intersection of Foley Boulevard and Coon Rapids Boulevard. This week, the City Council awarded a $5.5 million contract for the project. The existing water tower near McDonald's on Foley Boulevard will eventually be torn down.
I, Sam Snell, do solemnly swear
That I will support the policies and procedures
that I will support the policies and procedures
of the Coon Rapids Fire Department.
of the Coon Rapids Fire Department.
The Coon Rapids Fire Department introduced 2 new career firefighters during this week's City Council meeting. Sam Snell took the oath of office along with Josh Gore. Both men have served as paid on-call firefighters for the past several years. Also during the badge pinning ceremony, Chief John Piper recognized 2 recent promotions. Darren Yonke was promoted to captain, and John Fick is now a battalion chief. Congratulations to all 4 men. And that's a quick recap of the April 4th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.